Hi everyone, doing another unboxing video today. This time it's for Loot Crate DX. I think it's either September or October, not sure. I think it's September's box. That's the box this month. Now I don't usually get Loot Crate DX because it's such a wide range of different popular culture things that they choose from, that there's a very high chance that you're going to get items inside that you're not interested in, as opposed to the likes of Loot Gaming or Loot Anime, where obviously it's more specialised. Now with the likes of normal Loot Crate, it's not too much of an outlay with the money with that. If there's something that you're not interested in, you haven't spent that much to begin with, so that you haven't wasted as much money. But still, there is still a high likelihood that you're going to get things that you don't like, and that's why I don't regularly sub to Loot Crate or Loot Crate DX. This month's DX came out before I had the chance to cancel. I actually forgot about it, so I didn't cancel it for this month, so I'm not too excited about the themes for this month, well, the franchises this month in the box. So we'll get this opened up. That's the box, the inside for this month. Okay, so the first thing, immediately it's very colourful on the top of the box, and it's a reaction figure, and that's from Heavy Metal, which is a popular comic. That's quite retro. Very flimsy backing on that. It's almost a very light card. It's a Super 7 figure, it says, and it's got the Loot Crate branding on the back, as you can see there. It's a very small figure. The painting isn't that great on it. There's some, it's quite a blobby paint job that they've done on there, as you can see. I'll just zoom it in a bit further. You can see it's not that great. As a collectible, because it's associated with Heavy Metal, it might be worth something, I don't know, but I'm seeing more and more of these Loot Crate figures in discount stores, bargain shops in the UK. As I said before in a previous video, I found Deadpool, the variant one, which is like the grey one. That was supposed to be a 1 in 10 chance of getting it, and the standard Loot Crate box last year, and they had plenty of them on the shelves going for about £4, very cheap. So it's you have to question the actual rarity of these things that they're producing, because they're obviously mass producing them. They can't get rid of them, so they're offloading them to these cheap stores. As for this, I don't know. I wouldn't say it would be that valuable, even keeping it on the blister packaging. Not something I'm into. I've heard of Heavy Metal, never read it. It's something that's been going for a few decades now, and it is quite influential, but I would not bother with something like this. That's not something I'm into. We'll get the shirt out of the way. There's a loose thread hanging there. That's off the shirt. That doesn't bode well. Let's hope it doesn't fall apart. So this is the Aliens item, and it's alright, Weyland-Yutani core, Bishop model 341B. So they've actually done like a blueprint of Bishop as the Vitruvian Man, which Leonardo da Vinci did. So it's not a bad design, that, but you'd expect something a bit more higher quality with regards to the material in a DX box. It's one of your standard, flimsy long sleeve t-shirts, and yeah, it's an exclusive, but that means absolutely nothing to me, being exclusive. What I'm looking for is the quality. It looks to be quite short on the sleeve, so it's not even like a full long sleeve t-shirt. It looks to be like 3/4 length sleeves. See, which is just going to look mad. But I like the design. The design's quite good. I'm just not too keen on this like greeny colour. greeny blue colour, like aqua, like an aqua type colour. I'm not too keen on that, it was just all in black to be honest, but you know, there you go. Next item, here's the pin. Pin's nicely done, not a collector of pins though, but it is weighty, quite solid metal, and it's like an Android type thing there. Not of any particular franchise, it's just their own design, as they usually do. We have the smallish box out the way. This is, just check the back there, polyester and spandex. I'm assuming this is like socks or something. Star Trek The Next Generation, that's like the Borg. That's designed after the Borg, so I'll just get, where have my scissors gone? I'm just losing these bloody things. There they are. So I'll just open this up. Trusty scissors. Taped it in more places than they've actually taped the outer box. It's more secure than the outer box. Let's get these. So it's got 2 pairs of socks inside, very tightly rolled up. They're very thin as well, very thin. God, those are so thin. You can see when I do that, the actual colour bleeds out. It's so thin. That's like a Borg design as well. See that there. Now, I do like The Next Generation. It's probably the only Star Trek that I was interested in as a teenager in the late 80s. But, you know, I couldn't see myself wearing much Star Trek themed things because that's the only series I was interested in. Here's the other pair. It's like Federation type ones. Like sort of like Data. Like his type of, you know, design on them, those pair of socks. They're not bad. I mean, they're very thin though. The quality is shocking on them for, you know, something that you're paying quite a lot of money for. I mean, for this box, including shipping, I pay £59. So it's very expensive. Convert that back into dollars, it's probably about $70. So it is a highly expensive box, and the value from what I'm seeing in here is just not there. I'll get the biggest item out. Now this is Power Rangers. Again, not into Power Rangers. I was a teenager when they were about in like the early 90s, I think, something like that. So by then, you know, I was well too old to be their intended target audience, and it just looked like a load of silly rubbish to me, like jumping around, you know, fighting rubber monsters. When, you know, when I was a kid, it was like the likes of Jackie Chan, and even, you know, posthumously watching Bruce Lee films, or, you know, I was watching the likes of He-Man and Thundercats when I was a kid, not Power Rangers. So there you go. Nicely boxed though. It's got a nice black and gold box. What's this? Known for his saucer-shaped head, red flashing strip of eyes, and his signature phrase "IEE." Alpha 5 was the kind, innocent and friendly robotic assistant, the legendary sage Zordon of Eltar. Although panicky on many occasions, Alpha 5 acted as a secondary mentor to the Power Rangers from Mighty Morphin to Zeo. Means absolutely nothing to me, that. From the command centre, Alpha 5's skills as a mechanical tech wizard were instrumental in the battle against evil. Okay, let's get this open. Now, I know that my daughter, she watches like the later incarnations of Power Rangers, the more recent ones, so she'll probably appreciate this. I know I won't, because I don't like Power Rangers at all. But, you know, if they'd come up with something, I know it's a robotic theme, if they'd come up with something like Transformers, I would be more interested, you know, but there you go. That's more like my era, the 80s, and Power Rangers was the 90s, so I was too old by then to fully appreciate it. There's the figure. Just a quick scan of the paintwork. It seems to be nicely done. That's the figure there. So it's got some decent paintwork on it. It doesn't bleed into the other parts of the model. And there's like an ice cream cone with this like representation of all the different Power Rangers colours. It's a bit bit gruesome when you think about it. It's like the robots like liquidised all his Power Ranger friends, and he's stuck them in an ice cream cone. He's about to eat them all. So let's get this pegged into his hand. Eating all his liquidised friends that he's turned into ice cream. I don't know if this will fit in. quite stiff. Right, that's gone in there. And there's like a computer console terminal there that he stands on. So I'm assuming he just stands on it like that. There's no pegs to actually keep him on this. So you could actually, you know, luckily his feet are quite wide, so he'd be able to stand himself up on there. But yeah, even though it's quite a big figure and it's decently painted, it is very flimsy and light. I think the ice cream cone is heavier than the actual figure. This feels, his head feels hollow. It's like a cheap plastic, as is the base. The base is like a very cheap plastic. It goes in, you can hear it creaking. So it's not good quality. I could see that. I can see this type of figure going in Loot Vault for about $5. It's not, unless you're into that sort of thing, but I can't see that selling. The last item in the boxes is a very light month for Loot Crate DX, and it's pretty disappointing. It's a Mega Man muscle figures, which stands for, it's an acronym, it's millions of unusual small creatures lurking everywhere, and it's just two cheap plastic figures in a box. Get the light off that. Doesn't look great, to be honest. Just says they're mighty little creatures from all over. They're rough and rowdy renegades. They're flexible, durable and unstoppable. They're muscle. Available in a variety of colours. I remember getting these in orange, Street Fighter themed ones in a nerd block, I think it was. I think it was the nerd block, the gaming version before they went bust. And even then they were unimpressive. I don't know who collects these muscle figures, but they're rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Something that you will find in a discount store, and yeah, you probably will in a couple of months, or you know, up to 6 months from now, find these. You know, they're hard to get rid of, because no one wants them. I don't know anyone who collects these, to be honest. Collect Them All Series 1, Mega Man, Dr. Wily, Cutman, Iceman, Electman, Fireman, Dr. Light, Metal, Sniper Joe, Bomb Man, Gutsman and Shadow Devil. So they're characters from the Mega Man series. That is rubbish. Rubbish. I would not, you know, if it wasn't for the fact I've got kids, I would chuck that in the bin. That would go straight in the bin. So that's this month. Three terrible figures, and a poor quality 3/4 length t-shirt, arms length t-shirt, and some very thin socks, and that's £59 worth of stuff. That is pure shite, to be honest. I can't see myself ever getting Loot Crate DX again if this is the way it's going. Absolute rubbish, tat. The t-shirt probably worth about £10 at most. The socks, I wouldn't give £3 or £4 for those because they're so thin. That Power Rangers figure, you're lucky to get about £5-6 for that. You know, all in all, the box is worth tops, and I'm being generous here, £30, which is his standard Loot Crate price, and they're charging double for that. It's an absolute joke. Just not worth it at all. Not worth it at all. When you look at the likes, and I know I've said this before countless times, but you look at the likes of Lutaku, and they're giving you, you know, each time at least double the value. This, you're getting half the value for more. I'm paying. With Lutaku, I pay about £47-48, and that's with shipping. That's fast shipping. That takes about 4 or 5 days to arrive by a courier. I'm paying £59 for this with a box full of crappy old tat, and it takes, you know, about up to 2 weeks after they ship it to arrive. So I'm waiting 2 weeks for a box full of crap, basically. So, yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't normally subscribe to it, only if I see something that I might be interested in. Oh, and there's a quote from Aliens there, not bad for a human. I can't recommend this box. Last month's box wasn't bad because of the Demogorgon figure, but even then that was pushing it. The value of the Demogorgon figure depends on if you like Dungeons and Dragons, and it's quite a niche thing, Dungeons and Dragons. But even so, you know, I felt I'd just about got the value of the box for last month with that Demogorgon figure. This month, absolute tat. It's not even worth half of what they value the box at. I would give this box 1 out of 5, and you know, if I could give it none, I would give it none. But you know, I'm just kidding. You know, I do like the design of the t-shirt. That's probably the only saving thing. But then it goes and spoils it by having the arms, you know, very, very short. So 3/4 length arms on a t-shirt. Never heard of that before. Terrible figures. Either, you know, they just look terrible and cheap, or something that I'm not into. Probably the best figure was the heavy metal one, but I'm not into heavy metal. Don't read the comic. I know it's influential, like, but there you go. But yeah, and overall, a very, very bad month for Loot Crate DX. I think next month has got Ghostbusters in it or something, but you'll probably end up with like the new Ghostbusters, which was rubbish, and a pair of like crappy socks again. You know, I know in the normal Loot Crate for this month, the Aliens thing, it was an Aliens figure, but it looked like something that a 5-year-old would do. Really badly made figure of Bishop getting impaled by the Alien Queen, and it just looked terrible, like something a 5-year-old kid would do in like ceramic class or something, even though it's like plastic. But you know, you get the idea. Can't recommend Loot Crate DX, I'm sorry. It's a big company, they should be pulling out all the stops, and they've got competitors out there like Lutaku, and they're just absolutely failing with that box. That box is an absolute shambles, and I would not recommend that at all. I'll stop ranting now. But thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to comment, please do. Like, subscribe, and I will see you next time in the next unboxing video. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye.